Ladies and gentlemen, a very pleasant, good Monday evening to each and every one of you, wherever you are in this world. I'm your man, Yosef X, aka Yosef Benjamin, aka the Ronin Priest, aka Joe Horn. I want to talk to you very, very briefly about being a lost cause. And the reason why I want to talk to you about being a lost cause is because of the fact that this past election, it has really, really been an eye-opening experience for me. It really has. It really has been a very, very eye-opening experience. You know why? Because this election truly has let me know who's who and who's not, especially in the Black/melanated community. In particularly, more so with the Black Democratic Party. I want you to take a look at these numbers. Especially, I want you to pay very, very close attention to the percentage of who voted for Kamala Harris among the Black men as well as the Black women. 74%, it says, of Black men voted for Kamala Harris. 89% of Black women voted for Kamala Harris. Do you know what this means? When Black men and Black women votes or is in league with the Democratic Party, that means they support their own demise. You see, the Black males that voted for Kamala Harris, you're a sellout. Yes, you are. You're a complete sellout. Do you know why you're a complete sellout? It's simple. The reason why you voted for Kamala Harris is because you're a kleptogamist. You're a simp. You're a spineless, gutless, soggy simp of a kleptogamist. That is you. And a lot of you voted for Kamala Harris because you were too afraid to stand up to your Spitfire female family members and tell them what they needed to hear. So you went along to get along. And then on top of that, not only are you kleptogamists, you are also male feminists. Yes, you are. When 74% of Black males voting for Kamala Harris and voting for policies that goes up against the very teachings of the Bible and the Quran, that lets me know you really are not a true disciple of Yahushua HaMashiach. Jesus the Christ. You give him lip service, but your word you have not hid in your heart. This lets me know as well that the Bible continues to play out right before my eyes. You see, I believe in the Bible wholeheartedly. You all know this by now, or at least you should. You should know by now that I am a staunch supporter. I am a staunch believer in the Bible because I have taken the time to study these scriptures for myself. And I'm not going off of what anybody tells me. I'm going off of what I know firsthand. I'm going off of empirical knowledge. In the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12, and it's Jesus himself speaking, Yahusha himself speaking when he says, because iniquity abounds, the love of many shall wax cold. This is one of the prime examples that Yahusha, aka Jesus, gives. This is the example right here. When he spoke those words, this is the example right here. Because the Democrats kept pushing policies that goes up against people. But wait, there's more. Let's not forget or ignore the very next disturbing percentage of black women or black females that supported Kamala Harris. 89% of black women supported Kamala Harris. Why? Not because she was qualified. You voted for her strictly and specifically because she's a female. You voted, both black females and black males alike, you voted out of symbolism instead of doing the right thing. And because this is what you have done, this is the dead weight that I was talking about. Remember, I said that the black community is not dead. It has dead weight. Well, there you go. This is the dead weight I'm talking about. This right here. Take a real good look. 74% of black males voted for Kamala Harris because they're kleptogamists and they're male feminists. That's number one. Number two, they were also too scared to own up to the truth. They didn't have the heart. They didn't have the soul. They didn't have the intestinal fortitude. And to borrow a phraseology from Minister Louis Farrakhan, they didn't have the testicular fortitude to put their female family members in their place and G-check them and let them know, hey, we ain't voting this way because the policies of the Democratic Party goes up against everything we stand up for and we believe in and we were taught since we were children. But no, you tuck your tails between your legs and you became a slave to these toxic females. And you know the whole irony of this whole situation? Just yesterday, I quoted King Lemuel's mother in Proverbs chapter 31, verse 3. Give not thy strength to women, because it leads to destruction of kings. But no, you decided to give all of your strength, just like a pure kleptogamist, just like an effeminate male, a male feminist, and you gave all of your strength to the toxic female. That is what you did. Yes, it is. That's exactly what you've done. This is exactly what you have done. I hope you're happy, because this is exactly what you've done. And you black females, the reason why you were in support of Kamala Harris is because you use abortion just like it's birth control pills. But you know what? Here's more. And true to form, right? You blame black men for every doggone thing. You even blame us for her losing. Let me explain something to you idiots out there that's always blaming us for every doggone thing. We are not going to take the blame for this L. This is your fault. This is your loss. This is the bed that you made. It's got bed bugs. It's got fleas. It's got ticks. It's got every kind of bug you can think of. And you actually thought, right? You actually thought that by you getting behind Kamala Harris and raising $1 billion that she was going to get into the White House, I bet you feel really stupid now, don't you? I mean, I would feel stupid too if I went along with policies that would go up against my betterment, my well-being. And for you simps and you kleptogamists, not only are you sellouts, kleptogamists, and male feminists, but men who oppose you. You know what we feel like doing to you because you sold us out? You sold us out for a compromised female. You know what we feel like doing to you? That's exactly what we feel like doing to you. Because you have absolutely no right to throw your brother under the bus. Because you were too gutless. You didn't have steel in your spine to speak up and to be on the right side of history. This right here, this is your fault. Right here. This is your fault. And you have absolutely no one to blame but yourselves for this. But wait, there's more. You black females who voted for Kamala Harris, not only are you loose women who can't keep your legs closed, but you have to have your legs always gapped open the same way I have a gap at the bottom of my teeth when I speak. You keep your legs open. So you use not only abortion like it is birth control pills, but you're feminists also. See, let me give you a little history lesson when it comes down to feminism. Feminism is the brainchild of the perturbed and disgruntled white woman. Why? Because her husband did not value her. Her husband marginalized her, undervalued her, underappreciated her, tolerated her, and she didn't have a voice and a vote in the marriage. But what the handfact did you do? Your stupid brain dead carcasses, you decided to adapt the ideology and the brainchild of a disgruntled and perturbed white woman that had problems you didn't have. And the reason why you didn't have those problems was because in your marriages, you had a voice and a vote. Your husbands did not marginalize you. You were not undervalued. You were not underappreciated. You weren't overlooked. You had a voice and a vote. The father was the head of the household. You were second in command. You had it so good that you took the very brainchild of the disgruntled white woman, the ideology of feminism that started back in the beginning or the genesis of the 20th century, the early 1900s. This is called taking somebody else's problems that has nothing to do with you and making it yours. But it became yours at your own expense. Oh, but wait. There's so much more. See, you know for a fact that deep down in your heart and whatever brain cells you have left, guess what? Guess what? Donald Trump on paper, and check the track record again of Trump and Kamala Harris when it comes down to American politics and see who is the more effective. Obviously, it's Donald Trump, because Donald J. Trump, the president-elect, he has a whole lot more better coverage than Verizon Wireless. Can you hear me now? Good. Can you hear me now? Good. And you know he does. But again, not only did you vote against your well-being, guess what? You also voted, right? You also voted out of symbolism, not substance. You voted out of symbolism. The 74% of black males and the 89% of black women, guess what? You voted and you sold yourselves out, and you sold the rest of us out. Or did you sell the rest of us out? No, because you're the dead weight that I was talking about. I've been talking about. See? I know it's rough. I know it's rough. That's why I was laughing at you dodo birds earlier this morning. And the nerve and the audacity of you to get mad and to be all in your feelings. Listen, it's facts over feelings over here, whether you like it or not. It is facts over feelings. Point blank, period. It's facts over feelings. Point blank, period. You have just compromised generations to come. But the 24% of black men and the 9% of black women, or melanated men and women, that voted for Trump, we knew what was at stake. We didn't vote out of symbolism. We voted out of necessity, and because of your disrespect, we also voted because we were spiteful. Did you really think that we were going to continue on hearing you all nag and kvetch and complain and bellyache and blame us for every doggone thing? No, dodo bird, you're going to take this L. You're going to lay in the very same bed that you made, bed bugs and all, fleas, ticks and all. This is your fault. You are not going to be blaming melanated men for nothing. Deal with it. Now, you see those few blue spots? Look at it. Go ahead, look at it. Look at it. Those blue spots is a representation of the people like you brain dead Democrats that have forced discriminatory diversity, gender ideology, men in women's sports. Now that is pure misogyny. And also lets me know that the men that enter women's sports not only are just as brain dead as you who voted for Kamala Harris out of symbolism, but it also lets me know that the men that entered women's sports, you couldn't cut the mustard in men's sports. You were the black sticky doo-doo underneath the bottom of the barrel. And because you were the worst of the worst, and you knew you couldn't cut the mustard, you had to fake pretend to be a woman and excel in women's sports because you know full well that biologically speaking, you are stronger than women. You were the black sticky doo-doo underneath the bottom of the barrel. But wait, there's more. Critical race theory, climate activism, and censorship, i.e. political correctness. You've been shoving all of this garbage down our throats. And in addition to that, you have made our lives more difficult and more expensive, more profligate, more extravagantly wasteful, and complicated and complex. And guess what? You see the red part? Those are the people that's done with the nonsense. Excuse me a minute. So, get it through your thick skulls. Everything that you see in red, this whole country, for the most part, has taken the proverbial red pill. These are they who not only have become, quote unquote, red pilled, but these are they who still believe in the Bible, who still believe in doing the right thing for the right reason. It doesn't matter if you're melanin or non-melanin. The fact is, racism was abandoned and abased in this election, just like racism was abandoned and abased during that tragedy back in 2001. Now, I close when I tell you this, and I want you to listen to me real good. You voted for policies that goes up against your well-being. Did you really think that melanated men and melanated women wasn't going to be paying attention to this? Absolutely not. And we've been taking notes the whole doggone time. This election that Donald J. Trump won, he won it by a landslide. A massive landslide. Massive. And you best believe that the Democratic Party, they will never, ever, ever put Kamala Harris up to be their presidential nominee ever again. That was humiliating. That was embarrassing. And you dodo birds that voted for her, you all raised $1 billion for a loser. I bet that really burns you up. In addition to you losing $1 billion, it also burns you up that you can't use abortion like a birth control pill anymore, do you? That burns you up, doesn't it? It angers you. It angers you. You're livid. Everything that the Bible and your Quran teaches against, you were in league and you were all for it. You were willing to compromise and jeopardize your entire future for symbolism. How pathetic. You are not going to blame black men for this. Oh no. You're not going to blame black men for this. You are going to take this L. You are you. You have no one to blame but yourself. And as far as you all getting all in your little feelings and your hurt, I'm going to tell you another kind of voters that voted for Kamala Harris. I'm going to tell you what kind of persons you really are. In addition to the men being simps and kleptogamists and spineless and gutless cowards and male feminists, and the women hating their own children, getting mad because you can't kill your own unborn child, and being feminists, you are devoid of all morals and scruples. You are void. You are devoid completely of logic. You don't have situational awareness. You have deductive reasoning skills. You don't have deductive reasoning skills. You don't have discernment. You lack that. You're brain dead. And you are the dead weight that I have been preaching about for a long time. So take this L and learn, baby, learn. Because this right here, this election, it has been an eye-opener. And I'm giving the majority of you the side eye. You can get mad at me all you want to. It's facts over feelings over here. And with that said, I'm your man, Yosef X. That's been my 2 cents. I'm the Ronin priest. That has been the Ronin's perspective. And remember, learn, baby, learn. Till next time. And remember what I said. You're not going to be blaming black men for your loss. Take this L, put your grown woman panties on, put your big boy drawers on, man up, woman up, grow up, and learn, baby, learn.